saying they just got their word.
Right. And my mind works too slow for that. I haven't developed that.
I suppose if I put some effort. I haven't.
Well, I got
other places to apply the effort.
I got a 3-hour daily commute between Lafayette and Indianapolis.
Oh my.
So, yeah, I've got a friend on the coming here, Joe, about possibly getting a car radio that plays CDs.
Okay.
So, right now it's cassette tapes.
Man, can you spare some shade there, Ken?
Yeah, we were down farther.
They were in these meat packing plants where staples go. And the gearbox, the gear lube would get really cold.
No, they delayed the canoe contract, so we just switched providers.
I got some color with it.
Okay, guys, have a good day, young lady. Bye, Lily. Bye-bye.
Scare him, okay? He knows what it is.
I would very much like to see these games, but I don't want to stick my hand in your stuff, so I'm going to let you do it.
The games, you mean?
Yes.
We can't play Advanced SP. Just like last time.
You have some interesting stuff, more interesting stuff than I did when we first
Hey, we could buy some of those and I could play them.
Well, EMI was considering it.
They'll work in my game. There's DS in there too.
Yeah, working that too.
Game what game? Work with DS. DSs are just like upgraded Game Boy. Just like the Wii is just like upgraded.
2 screens.
What?
You have 2 screens.
Yeah. And just like the Wii is like upgraded.
Take care.
Resolution is?
Doesn't have a ball.
Bulb $100.
Yeah.
It's not bad UP, and they grounded. I mean, we had international flights coming into the old airport.
Should really, is that like that?
Well, but see, the reason is already 60% charged. The reason let it go 60 without.
I wouldn't think that would kill one that quick.
No, a nickel metal hydride, you do not overcharge because it expands.
Okay.
So, so I don't use this anymore.
because again, there's no charge regulator or anything else. I was using my brain, which I've realized now, never trusted. So
Once you put a timer on it.
yeah, well that now I would put a timer and about 3 other things and a string around my finger, because you're one failure away from burning up your Prius. So again, I'm into something else now. So, but I did that. So then 2 weeks later, the solar system was all. The solar system was hooked up in December of a particular year when I hooked it up. Now the sun's coming in at this angle, right? So I'm only getting like 10% sun power. So I just paralleled it and just forgot about it, because there's just not enough power to ever overcharge the battery. Well, then there was March of 3 years ago, it was just raining all the time, clouds, raining, no sun. Well, April came around and I left the car out in for the whole weekend in the driveway, and it was sunny the whole weekend. So now I had, what is that? That's up to 18 hours of charge into a fully charged battery. And then is when my wife said, "Come out, your car's exploding," and it was like fireworks. You know, you could see fire coming through the holes and everything else. And I got it all put out, and so that's when I said, "I'm not messing with this anymore." So I built a charge regulator, which I hadn't done, because again I was just trickle charging. Then I realized it's not just a simple charge regulator that I designed. I want to have triple fail-safe. You know, I want to have over current, over voltage, over temperature, and a timer, because I don't want to destroy the whole car. And that's when I realized I'm never going to get around to doing that, so I just unplugged it. So now I have just a switch on the dashboard that I only hooked up to a relay, so that if I put the solar panels into charge mode, the first time it gets dark, the relay drops out, and so if I leave it in the airport parking lot, at least it's not going to continue to charge. I'm only going to get the remainder,
first day.
The first day, and then it's going to shut down.
It's a simple way to do it.
Yeah, and that's pretty fail-safe.
How much wattage is your solar
200
panel?
watts.
200 watts.
And the Prius takes 200 watt-hours per mile to drive. So that means for each hour you're in the sun, you can pick up 1 mile of electricity. But first thing you learn about solar power is that you got to store that.
Yeah.
And when you store it, you're losing half.
Right.
So a half mile is what I say, a half mile for each hour in the sun. And the reason I'm proselytizing is, so for 3 years I was talking about it makes sense to put solar panels on the roof of your car. It doesn't make sense to put it on your house where you're competing against cheap electricity. Electricity in the Prius costs 3 times as much because you're generating it from foreign oil. But I was wrong, because the thing is that solar power has gotten so cheap that now it makes absolute sense to put it all over your house and everywhere you can possibly put it. And so I'm trying to make up for having told people it did not make sense 3 years ago.
Well, it also may have, like where I'm at in southern Kentucky, we have weeks. We'll have weeks in the wintertime, especially where sun don't shine.
Okay, but all you do is you Google for PV watts. Go to PV watts, and it's a government-sponsored program, and you enter your location and the size of array you want to build, and it'll tell you how many kilowatts you're going to get per year. It includes the weather for your area. It includes the amount of sunshine. It includes everything. And they use that, and it's free. You don't download anything. You just enter your data, your size of your array, what angle you're going to put it at, and it'll tell you how much power you're going to get out of it. And the federal government will use that report for paying you your $10,000 or $20,000 rebate when you install your system. They say PV Watt says that you've got to be above, I think it's 80% efficiency. That's overall system. In other words, a guy who has perfect sun, no trees, that's a 100% system. If you get 2 hours of shade per day, you might be below 80%. You're only getting 80% of what your array could produce. If you get below that 80%, then the feds aren't going to give you anything because they say you're installing an inefficient system and you're taking taxpayers' dollars to do it.
Well, I've got a 40 by 60 metal building that's 200